I completely used up over $3,500 worth of beauty products in 2025, and today we are going through my trash and I'm going to tell you what products I would repurchase and what products I would never purchase again. Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. If you've been with me for a while, you're probably familiar with this series. This is one of my favorite videos to film every year because it is so informative. I'm a huge advocate of holding on to your empties for the year. Yes, you can just keep a running list in your phone, maybe in the Notes app. I recommend taking an old shopping bag, sticking it in the back of the closet so it's out of the way. There is something so visually impactful of seeing all of the products that you used up over the course of the year. It is the great truth teller of our beauty habits. Blush is the perfect example. I've been purchasing dozens of blushes every year for the past few years, but there is not a single blush in this empties bin, not a single highlighter. So we take all of this information and we can use it to make smarter purchasing decisions. Now let's take a look at my 2025 totals. I am truly so disappointed with the lack of makeup on this list. I only used up 4 foundations, 1 concealer, 3 powders, 5 bronzers, 2 eyeshadows, 5 brow pencils, 5 eyeliners, 2 mascaras, 2 lip butters, 2 lip liners, 2 setting sprays. I was way more successful with skincare, 5 cleansers, 8 moisturizers, 5 serums, 2 toners, 3 sunscreens, 5 sunless tanners, 7 hair masks, and then a bunch of miscellaneous bath, body, hair care products. Both Sephora and Nordstrom Beauty have recycling programs, so as soon as I'm done filming, I'll rinse off anything that can be recycled, and I will just take it straight to Sephora. There's usually a box right at the checkout where you can dump all of your empties. That way, everything gets recycled. Now let's get into these speed reviews. Starting with foundations, I finished 4 foundations in 2025, and this is an easy one because 2 formulas have been discontinued, and the other 2 I already have backups in my foundation drawer. I must have been targeting stick foundations. I went through a Tom Ford Traceless Foundation Stick. This was shade 6 Natural, and Makeup Forever Ultra HD Invisible Foundation Stick in Y325. I see there are still a few shades available at Sephora at Kohl's in this formula. Around the beginning of 2025, I used this as my quick, easy running out the door, running errands, running to the store but not doing a full face of makeup foundation. So I was able to go through it pretty quickly. I liked this, no complaints, not something I need to repurchase because I don't even think they make it anymore. And the Tom Ford Traceless Foundation Stick, I loved this originally, and I think it's probably a combination of it's just an old foundation, the color wasn't quite right, it got sort of mushy, squishy, and gross by the end. You can see there is actually still a little bit in there, but it's pretty disgusting. I think now we just have so many better stick foundations on the market. Even if I could, there would be no need for me to replace this. My current favorite foundation stick is definitely the Dior. This was shade 2.5. I currently have 3N in the drawer, which is a little bit too dark for me. So when I do go through my 3N, I will replace it with the 2.5, but this is an incredible stick foundation. It is so easy to use. It looks very effortless on the skin. It can be natural. You can build it up. It's great for travel. It's portable. Good for touch-ups. Just easy breezy, always flattering. I love this foundation stick. And then the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. This is a beautiful formula. It's so hydrating without being too oily, greasy, or too dewy on the skin. For me, this is the perfect everyday foundation. If you're not looking for a minimal, light, no makeup, but you don't want full coverage, you just want to even out your complexion but still look somewhat natural, this is the best formula out there, one of my favorites. I'm pretty consistent, only using 1 concealer up in a year. This is the Fenty Beauty Wear Even Hydrating Longwear Concealer, the never-ending concealer. I really enjoy it. I will not be repurchasing simply because my Natasha Denona concealer is now the gold standard. I really feel like I don't need a huge collection of concealers. You just need maybe 1 or 2 formulas. That's it. Bronzer was very successful for me in 2025. I'm happy with this. I was able to go through 5 bronzers. I also don't have a huge collection or an overwhelming amount of bronzers currently in my makeup collection. So I feel like I'm doing a good job slowly purchasing 1 or 2 new bronzers, but going through them at the same time. The Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Bronzing and Shaping Serum, I really like this product. I don't love the packaging. I think it's cool that you get a pump and a doe foot, But once I got towards the end, there was so much product sitting in the bottom that the doe foot wouldn't reach, but neither would the pump. Yes, you can just, unscrew the top and use a Q-tip or a makeup brush or stick something down at the bottom of the tube, but it's just very annoying, especially with how much product was left. I don't like any packaging that gives me friction. There are too many great products out there. For example, this Say Beauty cream bronzer is currently in my top drawer, and that's fine. I'm good with that. I don't feel the need to rush out to purchase this when I have another product that does basically the same thing, and I find the packaging a little bit easier. So great product. Don't love the packaging. This LYS bronzing stick is phenomenal, especially for the price. Now this is going to give you high impact. It's incredibly creamy and easy to blend, but very, very pigmented. This is the No Limits bronzer, shade Motivate. I don't know if it lasted a particularly long time, but for 22 bucks and for such a great shade, ease with use, I highly recommend the LYS bronzing stick. This Old Tarte cream bronzer is the one I most recently finished, and there's actually still a little bit of product in there, but I have had this in my makeup collection for such a long time. I was trying to use it up so it didn't go to waste, but it's so old, there's not much left. I basically hit pan, so I was so frustrated. I just went ahead and threw this in the empties bin. This was the Breezy cream bronzer in shade Seychelles from Tarte. They don't make this anymore. I really liked this product. It's very comparable to other similar bronzers. Now that I've been using the new Dior bronzing stick, it is so natural. I love that cream bronzer more than maybe any other bronzer that I currently have. So even if I could, I wouldn't rush out to repurchase this. I have two powder bronzers here. Both of these are absolutely beautiful. This Fenty Sunstalker Private Island 03 bronzer, this did not take me a very long time to go through. It's very smoothing, kind of blurring. I like how matte and finely milled this powder is. It's very warm. A little bit orange. Very, very warm, sun-kissed, but beautiful. As long as you don't mind that very warm golden hour bronze. And then the Gucci bronzer. I love this so much. I do already have a new bronzer in my collection. This is the original Eclat Soleil 03 bronzing powder. Beautiful creamy formula. It's not flat matte. This one has a little luminosity to it, but I like how buttery this bronzer texture is. I have 3 powder empties here from 2025, which is very impressive considering most of the time I'm using my Chanel loose powder. Typically, once I get close to the bottom, I'll just dump the rest in my giant Chanel tub. It's become kind of a Frankenstein of powders, still mostly Chanel. But once I completely go through my current powder, I'm gonna just replace it with a full Chanel powder. This is the Rodial Glass Powder. This is very beautiful. No coverage whatsoever. It's incredibly finely milled, very translucent. So I really liked this. The Huda Beauty, this is a little travel size easy bake powder in Cherry Blossom. I love this powder. I'm usually going back and forth between the Huda Beauty and the Chanel, so no surprises that I finished a little travel size. This is one of my favorites now. This is the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Soft Blur Setting Powder in one fair pink. This I will absolutely repurchase. Maybe not yet, but eventually I would absolutely repurchase this. It's a beautiful powder. I love the fact that it's a little bit pink, but it's not too pink. For a while, there were so many pink powders coming out, and it does look very beautiful, fresh, to have a slight rosy tone under the eye, but it has to be slight. I feel like this fair pink is the best pink powder on the market. It's light, airbrushed, matte, but not too matte. It's kind of the perfect powder for people who hate loose powder. This was beautiful. I have 2 eyeshadow empties. Now this is impressive. I will say in 2024, I also finished one of these Merit Beauty eyeshadows. For a while, this was my go-to. And actually there's a little bit left in here. I think it just became pretty rock solid, and that's why I went ahead and threw this in the empties bin. This is the Solo Shadow in shade Studio. It's such a great, easy, one and done matte cream eyeshadow. It doesn't crease, it doesn't get messy. You can literally just dab it on with your fingers and smear it around, and it looks effortless and natural. I kind of got away from the Merit Solo Shadow because I really started using my Natasha Denona I Need a Nude mini palette instead. This palette ruined me for large palettes because it's so flattering, because I got so many compliments. The sparkly shadow that comes in this trio is so gorgeous, so flattering. I don't know if I've ever received more compliments on an eyeshadow product than the one that comes in this palette. It's so pretty, it's so affordable, and it's high quality eyeshadow, luxury shadow, and you really don't need much. I like the fact that it's so small, it's slim, easy to travel with, it doesn't take up a ton of room in the drawer, and these are the most flattering shades you could possibly need. You just don't need more than this eyeshadow trio. Another category where I'm very consistent is brows. I was able to finish 5 brow pencils in 2025 and 2 brow gels. What's so great about this knowledge is because for the last few years, I think I've finished somewhere around 5 brow pencils. So now I know whenever there's a sale, a savings event, I know exactly how many brow pencils I use in a year. So I currently have 2 in my drawer. So I'll need to check what I have left come spring. But that might be the perfect time to go ahead and purchase the rest of the pencils I'll need throughout the year. That way I'm never paying full price for a product that I use consistently on a daily basis. I have 5 liquid eyeliner empties, all different brands, and I don't have a lot of really strong thoughts about any of these. I actually think liquid eyeliner is one of those categories that you can save money in your makeup routine. I'm currently using a Wet n Wild. I think I have a NYX liquid eyeliner right now from Amazon that was less than $10, maybe $6, $7. That works just as great as these. This is the Makeup by Mario in black. This dried up really fast. It was a nice liquid eyeliner, but it didn't take me very long to go through this. I think this just dried up. The Huda Beauty in Very Brown was nice. I also have this Too Faced Better Than Sex in brown was really good. Their Real Extreme Precision Liner from Benefit. I think this was a lighter brown, which at the time, that's exactly what I was looking for. I wanted a brown that wasn't so dark, it basically looked black. So if you're looking for a lighter brown, the Benefit is a really good option. And then I have another one of these Tom Ford eye defining pens. This used to be my go-to liquid eyeliner. It's so expensive and you really don't have to spend a lot of money to get a good liquid eyeliner pen. So I'm not rushing out to replace any of these. I have plenty of liquid eyeliners left in my drawer. They're good, but none of these are so remarkable that I feel like they're that much better than what you can find at the drugstore. I'm just happy to have some lip products in my empties bin. This is definitely an area I need to improve. It's tough because I use lip products every day, multiple times a day. I'm constantly reapplying lip gloss even on a daily basis. It's crazy how long it takes to actually go through a single lip butter or a single lip balm. But I have 2 empties here. I went through a Laneige Lip Glowy Balm in Berry, as well as my Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm in Pink Sugar. Yes, I love them both. Both of these lip products are beautiful. They're cushiony. They add gloss to the lips. They feel comfortable. They smell great. The Berry is so flattering because it has a little bit more pigment than the Summer Fridays. I already have plenty of backups of the Laneige, plenty of backups of the Summer Fridays. That's one of my goals for 2026. I want to have way more lip empties at the end of the year than just 2 little lip balms. And then I also finished 2 lip liners. This one is from Buxom, the Power Line in Smooth Spice. I love this lip liner shade. It's so good. I don't know why it finishes so quickly. I feel like I went through this so fast. This is not my first lip liner from Buxom. I love them, particularly this shade, Smooth Spice. It's beautiful. I know for a while it seemed like these were disappearing, so I don't know if it's still available. I would replace it. I built up a decent collection of nude lip liners, so for now I'm gonna hold off, but 10 out of 10 recommend Smooth Spice from Buxom. And then I was able to finish this little aqua lip liner from Makeup Forever. This was a really beautiful shade. They no longer make this anymore, but it was a beautiful nude. I think they brought this back, but it's a different color. I will link the correct shade down below, but this is another perfect nude. I also need to get better about finishing mascaras. I only have 2 mascara empties for the whole year. I think that's because I have so many open mascaras that are currently drying out. The timer is ticking on all of those mascaras, so hopefully at the end of 2026, I'll have more than 2 empties. This is a classic, the Lancome Hypnose Drama. This has been a long time favorite mascara. Ooh, you can tell it's really goopy. I love this mascara because the wand is curved and it allows you to get a really fanned out, very fluffy looking lash effect. So Hypnose Drama has always been one of my favorites. And then I also finished this Lights Camera Lashes by Tarte. This was the little mini travel version. I also have the full size. Oh, this doesn't want to open anymore. A great mascara, very easy. I actually did take this with me on trips last year, so that's probably part of the reason why I was able to use it up. I wish I had better news to report about this Lash Luxury Lash Serum. This is a natural lash serum that I purchased, I think at the beginning of last year, maybe the year before. I used it up. I can't say there was a huge difference with my lashes. It's really unfortunate that prostaglandins are the nasty ingredient that actually make lash serums work and make your lashes grow really, really long, because that's also what's going to cause redness, irritation, potential fat loss around the eyes. So you want to avoid prostaglandins, but any of the really natural lash serums that I've tried, I haven't seen that great of results. Nothing that's super significant that you think, wow, this lash serum is really making a huge difference. I'm not giving up yet. I'm going to move on to another lash serum just to try it out, but Lash Luxury doesn't make a huge difference with your lashes, unfortunately. My final makeup empties for 2025, setting sprays from Charlotte Tilbury. This has to be one of my most restocked products, definitely a favorite. I already have my backup going. In fact, I'm halfway done with another bottle this size of the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I have another full mini size, which is perfect. Otherwise, I would have held on to this empty bottle and just refilled it for trips because it is such a perfect, convenient size, but I do already have both of these, so no need to replace them. I already have. This is one of my favorite setting sprays. Moving on to some skincare and hair care empties. I went through a lot of moisturizers last year. I typically do, but I want to talk about Skin Fix because this was for a long time one of my favorite skincare brands at Sephora. It still is. I still really enjoy these products. I love these creams. This was the Skin Fix Barrier Triple Lipid Peptide Cream. This is a bit thicker, really nice, especially for the evenings. This is the Skin Barrier Restoring Gel Cream. I went through 2 of these moisturizers. Amazing, lightweight moisturizer. While I do really enjoy Skin Fix, I will not be replacing these because I've really streamlined my skincare routine. Not feeling very experimental anymore. I really just want to stick with products with proven active ingredients that work well for me. I'm currently using Medicate. I love it. I already have, 2 moisturizers open at the moment. It's not to say I'll never go back to Skin Fix, but I definitely don't feel a need to pick up any more of these moisturizers. They were great when I used them, but now I feel like I've found something a bit more advanced for my skin. It sort of suits my needs now a little bit better. Still using some SkinCeuticals as well, and eventually I will probably replace some of these. So I'm kind of mixing Medicate and SkinCeuticals, mostly Medicate, but I have 3 SkinCeuticals empties. These are probably some of my more expensive empties. The Floritin CF Broad Range Antioxidant Treatment. This is one of their most popular products. The Ferulic C is really good, but this Floritin CF is an amazing vitamin C serum. Very thin texture, so it doesn't feel like you're layering a lot on your skin. I was using this in the mornings and I really enjoyed it. I don't know if it made a huge noticeable difference because I also use a prescription tretinoin in the evenings. So I don't want to say this made a difference. I think the tretinoin, the prescription, probably did the bulk of the heavy lifting with my skin. But it's probably a combination of all of these products. So I did really enjoy this. That came recommended to me by a dermatologist. I also went through this Phyto A+ brightening treatment. I really liked this. I miss this. I'm currently working on a few other moisturizers that I also enjoy, so I'm not replacing it just yet. But this is on my wish list as soon as there's a derm store sale or something in the future. At some point in 2026, I will replace this moisturizer. It's incredible, has great ingredients, also recommended by a dermatologist, as well as the SkinCeuticals Metacell Renewal B3. This is a daily serum. I want to say this is for the brown spots, and then the green is for the redness. One of these is for redness, and the other one is for hyperpigmentation or uneven skin tone. They are on the pricey side, but I think it's some of the best investments I've made. I have 3 SPF sunscreen products that I really love, actually all of these. This Kiehl's Better Screen UV Serum with SPF 50 is really nice. I currently already have a backup on my vanity. I love this serum. It's very lightweight, non-irritating, a great SPF 50. I love to use this for my face, neck, chest, especially if I'm doing a long walk outside. I have to use sun protection, so this I really enjoyed. Usually if I was using the Kiehl's, I wouldn't be layering anything on top of it. So on its own, really great. This Broad Spectrum SPF 50 UV Flawless Poreless Primer from Charlotte Tilbury. This is a great product. I consider this to be more an SPF than a primer because I was using this for the sunscreen, not to, extend the life of my makeup. But I really enjoy this as an SPF. It works great beneath makeup. It leaves a very hydrated, glowy finish to the skin, but no white cast. So this actually works as a great hydrating SPF. And then for the body, you can probably use this for face and body. I basically just used it for the body. This Shiseido Ultimate Sun Protector Lotion with 60 SPF. This smells incredible. It's very thin, so it's not sticky. It smells so nice, and it doesn't leave any sort of white cast. So for the arms, for the chest, for the legs, basically anywhere on the body, this is an amazing sunscreen. Let's talk about hydrating reparative hair masks. These have helped save my hair, bring it back to life. Some of these I would definitely restock, while others I would skip. I finished 2 Gisou Honey Gloss Ceramide Therapy hair masks. One of them is just the mini size, but this is my empty full size. I went ahead and replaced this during the last Sephora savings event. It is intensely hydrating, almost to the point where it feels like it's weighing your hair down a little bit, but in a good way. It kind of smooths everything and it keeps your hair feeling very smooth and silky. If you prefer volume and you like a product that keeps the hair incredibly lightweight, I would skip this. But if you have very, very dry hair, this is going to do wonders for you. I also really love the L'Oreal Absolute Repair Molecular Hair Mask. This is lighter weight because it does hydrate, but it's more reparative than it is about hydration. I also finished the Giant shampoo as well. This entire system is outstanding from L'Oreal. It's one of the L'Oreal professional lines, which if you didn't know, L'Oreal does own Kerastase, and I kind of feel like the L'Oreal Pro line is right up there with Kerastase hair products. This line is amazing if you have damage. If you have bleach damage, if you have breakage, this entire line from L'Oreal, the Absolute Repair Molecular line, including the in-shower treatment, is outstanding. This did wonders for my hair whenever I was transitioning from light to dark. And finally, I finished one Chris Appleton Color Wow Money Mask. Usually I go through at least a couple of these masks because they're so amazing. The Money Mask does the best job hydrating, conditioning the hair. It leaves everything so silky, and this instantly detangles your hair in the shower. It is so silky and nice. Definitely makes such a huge difference. In fact, this detangles my hair better than any of the other masks. So I love it, but they all kind of do different things. When I'm looking for intense moisture, I like the Gisou. When my hair is starting to feel maybe like I have some split ends or I'm getting some breakage, then I go with the L'Oreal mask. When I want intense shine and just detangle everything, the Money Mask is the best. These 3 masks I would not replace, not because they're terrible or they're a huge waste of money. I just think there are better masks available. This Kerastase Nutritive Mask, it's really nice. It smells good. It leaves the hair feeling nice, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite of the Kerastase masks. I prefer the deep orange, the Oleo Relax mask from Kerastase. The Kerastase Blonde Absolute Mask, this is nice. It's again meant to be more reparative than it is hydrating. I would say if you have breakage between the Blonde Absolute line, and I've used the entire line, including the shampoo, like every product from Blonde Absolute, If I'm dealing with breakage from bleaching my hair, I'm going L'Oreal Professional Absolute Molecular Repair every time. It leaves your hair feeling so silky smooth. Noticeable difference the first time you use that line versus the Blonde Absolute. Nice, but I think you can probably save some money. This Amika Hydro Rush Intense Moisture Mask, this was the most disappointing. It didn't do anything for me. I mean, it didn't really feel great in the shower. It didn't detangle the hair. I don't feel like it left my hair any more hydrated. Just very uneventful. I can't say that this did anything for my hair whatsoever. And I like Amika products, and I was really excited to try this intense hydrating mask, but it just doesn't do anything. You leave it on and then you rinse it out, and it's like you might as well have gone in with any other drugstore conditioner. And finally, I have some body care products worth mentioning. I am nothing if not consistent with my love of this sunless tanner. This is the Isle of Paradise Dark Self-Tanning Oil Mist. I went through 3 bottles in 2025. Every single year for the last few years, I've gone through a couple of these. It's just the best sunless tanner. It's so natural. It gives you color without fading in a crazy way. Since it's clear, it doesn't stain the sheets as much because it's an oil mist. You kind of have to shake it up, but it's nice and hydrating on the skin. Just the easiest sunless tanner to use. I typically have to go in with, 2 applications to get as dark as I really want to be. But it's so easy breezy. For the hands, feet, knees, any trouble areas, I like to go in with shade light and then kind of softly blend it in with the dark for the rest of my body. This is just the best sunless tanner. I also love a good body scrub. I typically have more empties of the First Aid Beauty KP Bump Eraser. This was the strawberry scent. Phenomenal. I have one of these in the shower. I'm sure I have plenty of backups. This is one of those most restocked products. It's just the best exfoliator for the body. Now, the Fenty did give it a run for its money. This is the Fenty Skin Cherry Dub Triple Action AHA Body Scrub. The scent is 10 times better than the KP Bump Eraser, even the strawberry. This cherry scent smells incredible. And it's good. It's a good body scrub. But I think the KP Bump Eraser is a little bit more intense. So if you don't like a really harsh body scrub, then I would actually recommend the Fenty. No complaints. This is an amazing body scrub. In fact, I would replace it if this didn't exist. You're tanning, exfoliating, or just living your life. Of course, you have to make sure your skin is nice and hydrated. I clearly have a couple favorites here. This is the Josie Maran Pink Algae Pro Retinol Moisturizer. And then I went through a bunch of her travel sizes. I have a couple full-size glass tubs of the Josie Maran body butter. The nude is amazing. Vanilla Vibes and Golden Hour are my 2 favorites. But for trips, this is always so easy to pack in my bag, and I clearly like to go through the travel size. So I have a bunch of body butters in here. I also finished a Kiehl's Creme de Corps Soy Milk and Honey Whipped Body Butter. Now this smells amazing. It's a little bit, okay, it's very whipped, so texture-wise, it feels lighter than the Josie Maran, but I would say this does leave a little bit more of a slippery, ooh, the smell, oh, smells so good. This leaves a little bit more of a greasy, oily feel to the skin, which if you have dry skin like I do, or you're just desperate for hydration at all times, not a bad thing. Doesn't bother me whatsoever. And that completes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it and you found it interesting to see everything I went through last year. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. If you have your own empties bin, I want to know if this exercise has been helpful to you or if it's been beneficial, educational in any way. Drop me a comment. We'll keep the conversation going there. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned. Everything on my face will be tagged directly to the video and listed down below in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.